Is this the best versatile fragrance from Maison Francis Kurkdjian? Stay tuned and find out. Hey, what's going on? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel where I upload weekly fragrance content. So you already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button down below if you love fragrances, and also be sure to check me out over on my Instagram page. But today we are reviewing one of the most populars from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. It is, of course, Gentle Fluidity Silver. This one gets a ton of hype, and it's for a pretty good reason because of how versatile this fragrance is. And it does get compared to some very popular fragrances from other brands that we'll talk about a little bit later. But I do remember smelling this a few years ago, and it did leave a great impression on me, so I'm glad to have a bottle in my collection now. But before we go ahead and talk about this smell and everything like that, let's go over some information about Gentle Fluidity Silver now. The release date is 2019. It did launch alongside another fragrance called Gentle Fluidity Gold. So Maison Francis Kurkdjian launched silver and gold at the same time. And from my experience, gold does lean slightly more feminine, but I know a lot of you guys talk about that one, so I'm gonna try that one out further and see how I like it. For the retail price on the size I have in hand, the 70 ml is gonna set you back $235 at the time of this recording because they are increasing in price very soon, but I don't think it's that big of an increase. I think only $5 for silver. Some others are actually increasing around $25. So be aware of that. Even though Gentle Fluidity Silver at $235 isn't actually that bad of pricing. I know a lot of Maison Francis Kurkdjians are pretty expensive, like Baccarat Rouge 540 is over $300 for a 70 ml. So yeah, this one is one of the cheapest from the collection. Concentration is an eau de parfum, meaning it's right down the middle, above an eau de toilette and a little bit less than an extrait de parfum, so it is higher on the perfume oils. And of course, the perfumer behind this one is the man himself, Francis Kurkdjian, who's also the owner of course, Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Maison means house, if you didn't know that. He's created so many fragrances in the past for designers, like he created Le Male, one of the most well-known masculine fragrances of all time. So yeah, he is a master perfumer and does some of the best work when it comes to fragrances. All the information out of the way, let's look at the packaging and presentation you get with Gentle Fluidity Silver now. All right, take a look at the box, which to be honest with you is nothing special at all. It is just a cardboard box. Of course, you have Maison Francis Kurkdjian Paris, Gentle Fluidity right there. Eau de Parfum, 70 ml. On the bottom, you have your barcode and batch code to authenticate your product to see when it was produced. Nothing on the sides, and on the back you do have, of course, made in France and some of your information as well. On top, you have the MK, and it kind of lifts up into another box, as you see, where your fragrance is housed, like a miniature box of this one. And it kind of has a silverish purple hue to it, which does look decent. So yeah, that is the box. Let's look at the bottle now. Looking at the bottle, it is very simplistic, but I actually like the way these look. Of course, you have this box design, Maison Francis Kurkdjian Gentle Fluidity. It has a clear juice, as you see right there. You have MK stamped into the glass on the back, and on the bottom, you have your sticker with some of your information, as well as made in France embossed. On top, you have the MK logo on the silver cap, MK inside of the cap, and nothing on the atomizer, and it does hold on by friction very snugly. So all in all, I think it looks very elegant when it comes to the bottle presentation. For the notes, you have juniper berries, musk, coriander, woody notes, nutmeg, amber, and vanilla. And this will be classified as an aromatic metallic fragrance. So let's spray this and test out these MFK atomizers now. Honestly, kind of a generic atomizer. It's not pressurized. It just shoots kind of narrow and a little bit of juice. So yeah, it's not the end of the world though. So let's go ahead and remind myself of Gentle Fluidity Silver now. So immediately in the opening of this, you are going to get this very refreshing, zesty juniper berries that does come across very invigorating and catches your attention immediately, guys. And it's kind of interesting because the juniper berries in this kind of comes across like a nice cool breeze early in the morning outside is the exact vibe that this gives off on the opening. It also does have this very metallic nature about it as well. And of course, that kind of resembles that cool breeze you are gonna get. Just all in all, an attention grabbing opening without a doubt. Now, Gentle Fluidity Silver does get compared to two very popular men's fragrances from Creed, which is Green Irish Tweed, and Davidoff Cool Water. Now this is where it's very interesting because I'm not a big fan of either of those fragrances actually at all. Never have been and probably never will be. So it's interesting that this is very similar into that scent profile. I would say this is like a distant cousins to both of those. But I actually really like this one. It's kind of more of a sophisticated grown-up take on that old school green scent profile like those two. So if you like green Irish tweed or cool water, you will absolutely, without a doubt, probably love this fragrance. Now, once you make your way into the mid of Gentle Fluidity Silver, you are going to be greeted with this very aromatic, spicy coriander note, alongside a touch of this nutmeg that does add some complexity and depth to the fragrance, and kind of brings a more upscale, sophisticated touch as well to the entire scent profile. But all in all, this does smell like a very aromatic fragrance, I have to say. And it's interesting because you're not getting any of that lavender that aromatics are usually known for. It just has a sharp, kind of old school feel to it. And then finally, once you make your way into the base, you are going to be left with this very smooth, warm, kind of a cozy amber, along with this clean white musk that make this entire scent profile very, very versatile as well. It can be signature scent worthy without a doubt, just because there's no like citrus top notes that make it just for like summer and springtime, and there's also not any like darker notes as well. It's just kind of like a mix right in the middle that can be worn pretty much all year. Very, very versatile, sophisticated kind of fragrance. And that leads us into the best seasons to wear this one. Obviously spring, summer, fall, and winter. All 4 seasons easily. So if you are looking for a niche fragrance that could be signature scent worthy, this is one I would absolutely recommend, especially from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And it is kind of hard to find a fragrance that just works all seasons, all year round. But this one pulls it off so easily. Also, when it comes to the best occasions, you can wear this one dressed down in like a short, hoodies, a t-shirt, anything like that. But you can easily dress it up as well in like a suit, a button up, a tuxedo. This fragrance will kind of evolve around any kind of clothes you are wearing at any occasion. It's also like the perfect office scent. It's not gonna offend anybody. It's very crowd pleasing. It will get you compliments as well. And it's just so easy going just to spray on and head out the door, and you know you're gonna be set when you're wearing this. Now, when it comes to gender, I honestly personally think this is more masculine leaning. I guess it could come across a unisex. A woman could possibly pull it off. But for me, when it comes to, of course, aromatic fragrances, they always lean masculine in my opinion, and this one is no different. And I think that's what Francis Kurkdjian was going for. Gentle Fluidity Silver for the men and Gentle Fluidity Gold targeted for the women. Even though they are both considered unisex, I think that is what I would base it off of. So yeah, if you're a man watching this, easily pull it off. Also, if you're a woman, but you kind of want to dive into slightly more aromatic fragrances, you can definitely try it as well. Now, when it comes to the best age groups for Gentle Fluidity Silver, it's also very versatile. It's youthful and mature. So if you're a teenager watching this, you got money to spend, you want the best of the best, like signature scent worthy fragrances, you can pull this one off easily. But also if you're like 30s, 40s, 50s and up, you can also pull this one off as well. Like I said, it's just the kind of fragrance that adapts to the person wearing it. So wrapping things off, talking on the performance, and now this is where it actually shocked me, to be honest with you. Going based on how this smells, like a cool, fresh breeze is the exact vibe this gives off. I wasn't expecting good or even decent performance from it. However, I got above average, guys, and above average is anything over 8 hours of longevity on skin is how I consider it. So I mean, this just gets it down for every single category when it comes to a perfect signature scent. Easily will get you through all day. It smells great, works in every environment, works for every single person as well. But yeah, the longevity is outstanding. I got maybe up to like 10 hours of longevity. I remember spraying this one on a couple hours before bed. Woke up the next morning and could still smell it very, very vividly like I just sprayed it. So yeah, this stuff is strong. And when it comes to the projection is also very, very good, just because of how sharp this fragrance kind of comes across on skin. When it pushes off, it is gonna bring a nice kind of sharp scent trail behind you when you walk around, and everybody around you is gonna smell you. Up to around maybe 4 hours or so, and then it starts to come a little bit closer to skin, but people are still going to be getting whiffs of it if they are a little bit closer to you. So yeah, if you like a beast mode, kind of stronger, fresh, signature scent worthy fragrance, you absolutely have to check out Gentle Fluidity Silver, because you will not be disappointed with it. That's going to do it for my review of Gentle Fluidity Silver. Let me know down below if you ever actually got your nose on this one, and what is your favorite from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, because I'm very interested. I definitely want to add some more from this house, because the only two I have is this one and of course the Baccarat Rouge 540. I am going to get Grand Soir very, very soon for, of course, the upcoming fall and winter time. Perfect fragrance for that. But besides that, leave a like on the video, subscribe below if you haven't already, and of course I'll see all of you back here in my next upload. Take care, everybody.